Welcome to QFM Podcast. Here you got your main man Giff, and we got
Kenny J. What's good?
Thank you guys for listening, and also we have our special guest, man. Introduce yourself.
YSL808. I go by Steaphen. And we got Josh and Lindsey behind the scenes capturing it.
What's up, Josh?
What's up, man? So right here, so in that sense, I want to kind of get in touch on what you do.
Perfect.
So tell me what you do, man.
YSL808 started back in 2022. Officially LLC, started my own business. Right after COVID, right when we can kind of get back together into rooms. And basically what I started at the time, it's definitely evolved since then, was just basically a publishing company. I wanted to own my own music, make my own music, have my own catalog down the line, and I retain it in-house.
Okay.
Now we kind of developed in signing other artists, so now we're a full-blown record company, and then with the times we're catching up to the digital age with content creation.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
So I like to tell people we offer development and marketing. We will design your logos to websites, to produce your music, to just now getting other DJs shows, and plugging them with other talent in and out of the Raleigh city.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what is YSL mean?
So YSL started as young Steaphen Lindsey, which is my government name.
Crazy. Government is crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, what you get with YSL is 100% me. You know, my music is an expression of my art. You know, you get an efficient team that will, again, cater to your specific company or needs, and it's from the heart, because being an artist is definitely something you're exposing yourself a little bit, and my company wants to embrace that and get you everything you need to develop and grow inside of whatever category, even if it's painting, or if you want to be an engineer to make beats, we want to definitely be able to facilitate that talent.
Okay.
You
Okay.
know?
So do you like? Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. Young Successful Lifestyle is now what YSL stands for.
Okay.
So we like to keep the young part in it, because as you get older, you know, it gets a little bit harder to create. So we want to keep the young, not necessarily saying that I don't like old people, but it's just like I like to, you know, keep it youthful and like springy. You know?
Right.
So.
Okay. So like, what would you describe your music, or like whenever you're looking for talent, what's the it factor to like bring them on?
Work. The it factor is, you know, I have a small formula, especially when it comes to people who create lyrics, like write their own lyrics, songs. So I usually say, hey, if you want to work with me, you know, I'll invite you to the studio. I'll let you listen to some of my music, which might be different from what you're trying to create. But if you write music, let me hear it. If you want to be an artist, you have to, especially with the technology we have today, use your iPhone, create the song with a voice memo, send it to me. You don't be afraid to send it to me. If it's cringy, we all know, you know, it's part of the process. You know, I've done a lot of things that I look back and I'm like, okay, all right, it's part of the process.
Right.
So, you know, that's what if it's all of the talk, if it's all of the imagination and no, you know, stern moving forward of your craft, and it's kind of hard to work with anyone, because as we know, we get busy, and the last thing I want to do is keep talking to you. I want to see that you can go and bring something to the table, you know, without me having to create the whole thing. If I got to write your song, make your song, film your song, you know, it's kind of like, we'll do it, but what are you doing?
What's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it.
Nah, it's funny you say that, because like when I first started out filming, like I was literally filming on my Samsung Galaxy S6, and like I downloaded this weird editing app online on the Google Play Store, and I don't even remember the name of it, but like, it was trash. But then, you know, slowly progressing and like going from, you know, that little app to iMovie to now doing Filmora, and now I'm doing Final Cut and Adobe Pro. Like, it's all a process.
Yeah, I love to hear that. You
Yeah.
know, and you don't start at the top. You can't. If you do, you're not even gonna appreciate the struggle. You know, I look back and I lost a lot of laptops between the first time I started making music, between where I'm at now. But luckily, like with SoundCloud and with like little Bandcamp, I like tune back in and listen to something I made in 1990.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty old,
Yeah.
but like 1999 or 2000, early 2000, and then I listen to my catalog now, which is on all streaming platforms, and I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Yeah,
and I
it's
used to
different.
make it on a desktop old PC with a crack FL Studio. You know, like my friends showing me how to do it, no training at all. You know, and just tinkering around and creating what I thought was music, or at least, you know, enough to export it and have my friends listen to it.
Right.
So
right.
you gotta definitely appreciate the
Definitely.
process.
Yeah, and even just seeing my old videos, like from like 2018, 2019, it's just so different compared to like what I make now. It's crazy.
So
Yeah, so I definitely hear a lot of the initiative part. Like, and I think that's something that I definitely relate to, is that to where how are you going to even be the person that you want to be if you're not taking initiative?
right,
So it's like, what are you doing?
right,
If you want someone to do the work for you,
right.
but in that sense of, okay, I can do that, but what are you doing in return?
Exactly.
I guess, like, have you ever had somebody to where they didn't provide that initiative? Have you made that mistake of doing that work for them?
So the thing about art is a forever process. You
Yeah.
know, I've been in a place where I can create all day, every day, you know, especially when COVID happened and I didn't have to really worry about work. But then, you know, so having to support your lifestyle, going to work, so it shuts some things down.
Exactly.
You can't really, like, you got to eat, you know, you can't really, you know, hopefully you can come home and
Even meeting you guys, I was like, bro, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got to go to work in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
I,
so that's-
I was ready.
And I love that. Like,
Yeah.
I love you are squeezing your passion in front of what you got to do, you know, and that's the only way that we can make it out of this is staying up those late nights and then waking up a little earlier and being uncomfortable and saying, hey, my name is Steaphen. I'm with YSL808. I love to have a coffee with you. Or can we meet with coffee? And then showing you this. You know, at the end of the day, like, I see myself and my company and people I bring with me very successful in the next 5 years. We're joining the Chamber of Commerce.
Oh, wow.
We started in the Chamber of Commerce and then we kind of backed out of it because we were doing other things, and now we're getting back in it because of where the business is going. So it's kind of like we're getting back into Raleigh, like getting into like what the events is, getting into the young networking scene that Raleigh hosts, that you have to be part of the chamber.
And there's a lot of them. And it's like, man, I can't go all of them, but there's always an event. There's a Latino event coming up in May 3rd.
Yep.
You know, so there's so many different events that you can go to, which I like about, I mean, that's any city.
Yeah, that's beautiful because you never know who you're going to meet. Like,
Exactly.
meeting you guys, Bumping and Josh putting this together for us and, you know, showcasing that this, again, I own 100% of everything in my company. So I signed an artist. We're cranking out. He goes by America's Revenge right now.
That sounds familiar.
We're cranking some things out, a lot of behind the scenes, and then, you know, his first song is going to be on this. It's going to be not necessarily going to SoundCloud. It's going to be going to all Apple Music, all distributors. So, you know, that's what we do. We want to. SoundCloud's fine. I'm not knocking SoundCloud artists at all.
SoundCloud was the best time around 2016.
Putting something out on SoundCloud when you're not ready to put it out on the major distros is almost like a blessing because your core fans will be like, yo, I remember when he made this edit and now it's on YouTube and blowing up.
Yeah, it's crazy to see the progression.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say like YSL808 is so big because we do a lot of things. Like, I'm a chef. So if I were to have a event, you know, my company can host a catering. And that's what we pride ourselves on. It's the in-house, and then the whole in-house has everything you need.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. And if we don't, we work with other talented individuals to bring that to them. We have no problem contracting other individuals to finish the website, finish the magazine, finish or edit the columns, you know, obviously can't run it all by myself. I would be
Right.
gray haired all over the place. It'd
Right.
be hecka stressful. So having other talent, not only say for instance, just help us. You know, they don't have to give us anything. They don't have to partner with us. You know, and then what we do, especially with the magazine, is we just give them an ad. Go buy carpets from Joe Schmo at, you know, Raleigh, you know. So, and that's what we want to do for all artists. We want to be able to give you go get some podcast work done, you know, and showcase exactly what you guys do. QFM, right?
Right, QFM.
So go get that podcast work done. You guys are great.
So I appreciate that. Even with just the progression, and it's really been, I don't know how you feel, but it's really been going crazy. And I'm like, yo, like, it's just amazing. And then I like how there's a lot of people to where they're like, yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
You want me to pay a fee or anything? Like, I'm scared. Yeah. And then they're like, nah, just come over. You know, I got you. Don't even. And I love that support, right? Yeah. So it's just like knowing that already people are trying to determine their value, which there's no problem with that.
Right.
But we're all growing as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I appreciate those to where, especially people that are trying to be creative, to where like, hey, we could create this together, right? Yeah. So I understand your situation. I got my situation. Mm-hmm. Let's do this. Yeah. Oh,
yeah. I love that. You know, Sunday on Easter we're meeting. You know, Josh told me about it, and I had no hesitation. Let's do it.
Right.
You know, I didn't even know what you guys were really gonna ask me. I hopefully was gonna come talk about my business. I love to see our community really be positive and stay away from the things that are so easy to get into. You know, even when I go to DJ events late night, and I'm not knocking anyone. You know what I'm saying? Everyone has their own journey, whatever you do. But, you know, it's so easy to become engulfed into the wrong side of the community.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And, you know, having people to wake up early and say, hey, man, just going to be on my podcast. All right, I got it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's a lot better than, hey, man, let's stay up all night and party. It's like, I gotta work in the morning, or I like being able to not be hurting the next day. You know what I'm saying? So I love that about, you know, meeting people like that. You know, it's positive influence.
Because I went out yesterday and I'm like, hey, man, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Yeah.
So it's just
I'm not knocking it. Like,
But I think that, you know, like just as for what you're saying, as long as you have a vision and you see people see it, there's nothing that's going to get in the way.
100%.
Nothing.
100%.
There's nothing that's going to get in the way of it. There may be a little bit bumps here and there, but for sure, you're definitely going to get what you want if you know the vision that you're trying to paint.
What keeps you guys motivated?
So for me, I have like certain goals, aspirations. I want to move closer to Raleigh. Okay. So
why you need an apartment here? Huh?
No, I'm just joking. No, it's just like moving closer to Raleigh. In doing so, because I work in tech sales, right? Mm-hmm. So when I made that career switch, there was an opportunity to make more money based on like my old colleague that I used to work with in insurance. Okay. So when I got there, I had like one goal, and that's like, you know, to get my funds right and then try to work my way up in the company, like not in a fast way, but like be strategic about it. Right. So right now I'm a senior. I just got promoted about 3 months ago. So appreciate it. Thank you. And now we're going to be in account exec in the next 6 months. So with that, I'll be able to like move closer to Raleigh. That way I can like be in these events more convenient and like getting closer with Gift. Pause. And
that's awesome. There was no pause moment there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
For me, and mind you, like he came, I introduced him the idea in year 3, and I did it. Like, I've been doing this for like 6 years. Wow. So I've done this when I was 19. It was just wait tag with a guy. We got, you know, we broke up with our girlfriends. Okay. Let's talk some shit, right? Let's go. But when he proposed the idea, I'm like, okay, you know, where are we going to do it on? So he was more of the actual creative, and I was more of like, okay, well, here's Anchor. What are we going to do on YouTube? We need a camera. Yeah. So I was kind of trying to be prepared. And then we kind of fell off, but I was like, hey, this is my podcast. You need to go. Mm-hmm. Just because he wasn't performing, he wasn't doing the things he was supposed to do. Okay. So it was more like a business decision.
You got to.
So I was kind of on and off for a while until I went to UNCG. That's where I transferred to.
Nice.
And then I met up with him, and he was like, "Yeah, I edit videos." I'm like, "Okay, I need someone to do that, right?" So
what's funny is that the event that we was
Yeah.
gonna go to, we didn't even feel like going to.
right, but I was like not feeling it at all. But I was like, "Let me go," because I know that this is a good opportunity. It was, it was what was it? It was a meeting for Black people of excellence, right?
Awesome.
So it was a very good thing, especially with a lot of Black males, right?
Yeah.
So I got to meet up with him, and then we just kept going from there. And each year there was something that I learned, right?
Awesome.
Each year there was something that I had to figure out,
Right.
right? So I'm like, okay, we need to have better equipment. We need to have, how can I make clips so it could be easier for him,
Yeah.
right? So, and then I was like, how can I get the clientele or people to interview if I'm not really going out there?
Yeah.
Right?
Right,
So,
right.
so I was, in the EDM group with Annie, right? Annie. So in that aspect, I was like, let's go. And I felt confident in that regard. And not only that, I advertised that in my day job.
Nice.
So, not to, we both got promoted. I got promoted to assistant manager for property management.
Congratulations.
So so I was
Well
like,
deserved.
long time coming. Long time coming.
That's what's up, man.
So just everything has just been going good in that end.
It's like a snowball effect.
Yeah. So doing that and just having faith, I guess.
Yeah.
That's always a big thing. And just as long as you know what you want and you have your vision and you are only projecting that, people are gonna follow.
Yeah.
Because before, and to kind of finish this off, before I was following based off of what everybody else was telling me, right? And that's kind of hard and difficult. But I'm like, wait, where's your podcast? Where's your degree? Where's your what's going on, right? You don't have credentials to even say anything, or it could just be you're just at a I had met with so many people just trying to make it better.
Yeah.
And they could just be out of touch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
7 years old, and he's a business owner.
Yeah.
And you may be a business owner, but you don't know what's going on now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
Especially within your company, like how you're orchestrating, how you're operating.
Yeah.
So what I like about Quest for Meaning is that, and that's where that acronym comes from.
That's great.
Is that we're on the quest to find that meaning every day.
Yeah.
You're on that quest. Why do I do this?
Yeah.
You may have found it. You never know.
Yeah.
Right? So even for me, every interview that I have, every conversation I have with him, every conversation I have with somebody, it's creating a lot of more meaning behind what I do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's what's up, man.
that's our motivation.
I love that, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Kenny J. I'm one half of the QFM Podcast. If you made it this far to the video, I just wanted to say welcome. While you're here, you might as well go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then on top of that, just go ahead and share it to a friend, family member, like grandmother or whatever. We want to get this channel to grow, and we have goals. So if you want to go ahead and support us with the channel, you might as well just help us out. It'll definitely go a long way. All right, y'all. Now back to the video.
Luckily, this is our first podcast,
Right.
so I got a million questions. I'm going to interview you guys. I'm going to podcast you guys.
I would love it, man. I would love it.
Especially with me, people again bump into me, my close friends, my family. They go like, "You have a lot. You're a chef. You're DJ, producer. I work on websites. Then we have Brush Magazine that's going to drop April 20th.
Yeah. Shout out to that.
Yep.
Nice.
And orchestrating events within the city, not just for me, for other people. People say what are you doing? Why don't you just pick one and really iron that out? And I was like, I did. I graduated culinary school. I became an executive chef in Washington, D.C.
Nice.
2-3 times actually. I was contracted chef, and then COVID hit.
And that messed up things for everybody.
Yeah, it definitely reevaluated my life choices. I was also a very anxious person. The Steaphen you see in front of you now is definitely the different Steaphen that I was back then.
Yeah.
And that was for the better too, because I was very think of an executive chef on my way to the highway, very little high strung, And I saved up my money. I love Washington, D.C. That's like my home. That's where I'm from. And I have a beautiful network out there. Almost any restaurant. I got a sommelier friend, great bar backs, and it keeps me in that foodie scene.
Right.
So a lot of people say, why don't you just continue being a chef? A lot of the times when I was a chef, the executive chef, getting paid benefits, I was like, I want to do something else. I want to play music. I want to make art. I feel this. And I was in Hawaii. I lived out there for 8 years, and that's where the business plan came for young Steaphen Lindsey at the time. And 808 is actually the area code in Hawaii, and it also is 808, the frequency of a drum. You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay.
So those two. I made the business plan in Hawaii when I was living out there, wrote it all up, put it on paper, and I came to Washington, D.C. back home because I left from D.C. to Hawaii, back to D.C. to kind of get back to work, you know. Can't be in Hawaii just drinking Mai Tais all day, every day on the beach. So I put that business plan into, like, you know, from catering. That's where we kind of started. With the food, and then I got a couple DJ events. I made a couple beats. I published a couple beats, and then, like you said, now it's like, oh wow, I'm getting a couple of dollars from this. So let's make sure that I can get these tax write-offs. Let's make sure I can, you know what I mean? Like, let's make, and you know, I've been to Black Excellent networking events, and I love those because you start hearing people that were in there like, should I, you know, maybe if I can't, no, do it, start. Write it down. Start today. Do it. Pay the fee if you don't want to pay the legal Zoom, then $500, and sit down, go to your Secretary of State, do your research. You can file a business for basically free in almost every state. You just have to do the long way. You got to go around a lot of things, but all of the fees are on the websites now, or all of the forms, are on the websites now. So when I hear these people kind of think about, it's like, man, you dream too big, Steaphen. It's like, nah, even my dreams are not big enough. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be so out there that even if I got a fraction of that close to it before I died, I'm still above and beyond anything and everything, you know? So that's what keeps me motivated. There's a lot of people in my life that keep me motivated. Like my son, my mom, she passed away. She was like a crazy, like, if you ever met my mom, she was insane. A lot of people that about me know her. So it's kind of like when people see this and start talking about my mom, she's like, yeah, my mom's definitely one of those people that will do the same thing, motivate you and get you on your feet. And so that's why I asked that. You know, I look at your clips and your podcast and I see a consistent product. I'm like, what gets these guys going? Like, you know what I mean? So,
man, shout out to that, man. I'm sorry again. That's a really big motivation as well.
Even.
No, go ahead. I'm a little bit teary-eyed. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to bring it up. I didn't bring it up like some equation, but like something crazy. But it's kind of like that's the stone. You know what I mean? Everyone's lost somebody in their life. Life is life. You know what I mean? And to have positive people that are no longer here, not just my mom, like tons of friends. You know what I mean? That are no longer here, that I know that are cheering me on. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop.
Right.
You know. So that's it. You know, it's not like I wake up. There's sometimes I lay in the bed and you know, I don't want to go to the gym. I don't want to go to meet this guy at the coffee shop. Even this morning, I was like, man. If you text me and call me right now, we got to reschedule. I don't even know how mad I'd be, but you did it. And we followed through. You know what I'm saying? And that's motivation.
I felt the same way. I was like, John, I'm like, I
had a strong feeling I was going to oversleep. So I said 2 alarms.
Bro. I was like, and then, but the good thing is that, like, on that end, my dog wakes me up. So I'm like, all right, I got to do it, right? Regardless, I have to do it.
I'm up now.
I'm up now. Exactly.
But man, that's a really great motivator. I think that I kind of relate to that because there's always something that my mom would tell me, right? And just appreciating her words is one monkey don't stop no show. That's what she says all the time.
Heck no.
And for me, I've always been like, I could be going through a breakup and I'm like, yeah, let's go.
For sure.
Let's do it. I could be lit and the next day my stomach, let me take a shower. Let's go. Right? Or things going on at work. Hey,
what a strong power, you know? And that's what I want to be to anyone, you know? Like,
exactly.
I want to be on the other side of the world and this young man has a question or something like that, or he's down and out or something. Like you just said, when monkey don't stop a show, there's times that we look each other in the face and say, this happened, but we need to get here. So regardless of who thinks they're going to get in the way, we're knocking them off to the side. You know, we're, like you said, breakups or maybe even a bad business partner that doesn't see your vision. You got to continue to plow through to get to here.
And we have so many of those.
Oh, man.
So many of those. Hey, man, I'm going to come on. I'm going to come. Yeah. We're waiting.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah.
2 hours.
And then the whole time in the bar, they're telling you, oh, man, one day I'm going to be this. I want to work with you, bro. And I'm like, do you know? You know what
and
I mean?
that's why I'm like, bro, I don't, you know, and I feel like, you know, there's a lot of lack of respect in that as well. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to talk to you. Don't even be in my space. Right? So
you can be like, if you see me in the club and you lit, what's up, Steaphen YSL808 in the building, woody woo. Mm-hmm. But don't bring the office in here. Cause you know what I mean? Like, cause I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna hit you up on the DM. If it's somebody I really want, I'm gonna slide in your DMs. I'm gonna look crazy for a second. Hey man, saw you at the thing. Hey, you wanna grab a cup of coffee?
Exactly, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's grab a cup of coffee. And then from there, hey, this is my website, this is my magazine. Where would you fit in? Can we work together? I need a beat. I like your podcast. I want it. That's when it comes there. It's like, not only did you meet me for the coffee, because I'm gonna drink coffee regardless. You know what I'm saying? But
you gotta create those incentives.
Yeah,
those incentives.
You're talking about your aspirations and dreams, and the only thing that gets me more excited is to make that at least partially come true.
Exactly.
And I get you to the moon. I can get you to the spaceship, and then we can talk about getting on it.
I can get you to NASA.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And yeah.
Wow, man. Wow.
Let me see. Yeah, we got time. So
he's so happy. He's so happy.
Me too, bro.
I like it too. I'm like, yo, you talking? Okay. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead. I love it.
So actually, let me ask this. So as like a chef and then also owning your own business, YSL808, what are some challenges that you've been faced with, like as you're maneuvering through these different careers?
I like to say challenges would always be adding. So whether it be an employee, whether it be a new category of services, whether it be the magazine, for instance, adding, compiling, putting things on, because you have a brand, right? YSL808 has a color scheme. We've stuck with the same principles, but we're forever evolving. And when you add these different categories or employees or things, you have to structure it properly so that they fit and it fits your brand. And then you have to train these things and mold these things to say, okay, this is what we do, and we can't say yes to everything. We need to be able to say, hey, you know, unfortunately, you're not where we need to be right now. For us to collaborate and we look successful. You know what I mean? There's one thing, I collaborate and I give you this great beat, but if you don't have the voice or the talent to be on the song, no matter how much auto-tune I put on it, it's just not gonna work. So go get some voice coaching, come back, circle the block, you know, and I can even give you those resources, like tell you to go this way, but it takes time. You know, it takes getting in front of the camera hundreds of times to know, you know what I mean, how to feel. You know, you're not gonna get it right the first time. And having someone tell you that, and being able to make those choices as a business owner to say, hey, you know, yes, this works, but we have to do it this way.
Exactly.
It has to be done this way, for not just for getting the gig tomorrow, but maintaining the gig in 2 to 3 years and the relationship with said owner or whomever for 2 to 3 years. Because I can come and get your money, and then you'd be like, man, I'll never hire that guy again. I'll never invite these guys for a podcast back again. They didn't know what they were doing. They're late. They this, they that, this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But being able to say, okay, you know, I have a setup time that's allotted inside of our services. Well, why am I going to pay for your setup? Because I'm about to bring in all of this gear, and you want me to be on time, and it's a start time. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a breakdown time. And, well, why I got to pay you to break down? Because I'm bringing in all of this gear, and you want to end, it's going to end at a certain time. So if you're saying, well, last call is at 1:30, the DJ ends at 1:30, 1:40, or 2, then I'm going to need that 2:30 that you're paying for to get this stuff to the car. And if it ends early, you know, whatever. But it has to be done that way. And most people that have money, or most people who have those resources, have no problem paying for your contract and how it's set up.
And they're going to respect it. They already know.
Exactly. Yeah. The people that are like, oh, well, nickel and diming, those are probably the hardest customers to work with. Because it's like, you don't know what you're going to get yet, and you're over here trying to take pennies from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to provide this perfect service, Pioneer DJs, beautiful cameras, things like that. And you're going to be like, oh, well, that's your fault. You know, you know what I mean? That's your budget. Don't come to me when it fits. And I'm not going to, and I'll work with almost anyone. But to go back to the original question, it's probably that. Those are the challenges, not to say that I haven't overcome them. I think one of the greatest assets that I have got in the last 2 years, year and a half, is definitely my business partner, Josh and Lindsey. You know, he's continuing to research this industry and find things that fit the company, and comes to me and continues to email me and keeps me on my toes, because, you know, I've kept the business in positive. We've been successful since 2022, as soon as we started. And now, again, having this young, successful lifestyle, a younger guy coming in, bringing all these resources, you know, there's a lot of sit down and say, okay, cool, I love it, but it has to go this way. You know, we have to iron it this way, because if we give them a cut corner, not only are we almost doing it for nothing, something might happen, and the next thing you know, a $7,000 asset is now damaged or unaccounted for. So when you build your contracts and you build these promotions for other companies, you have to build them in a certain way. And some people, you can say, okay, cool, I'm going to put the insurance into this pot right here. You're still paying for it, but it's not going to come to $125 an hour. I'm just going to collect $125 for 1 hour. That's my sacrifice for you, because I want to see this event happen. I want to be a part of it. Next time we do it, I'm going to send you an invoice, and it's going to be $125 an hour, you know, because that's what it costs to rent professional studio equipment. You go anywhere else, they might charge you more and, you know, be a lot stern with their hours and their times.
Yeah.
So, for any company, it's just development of policies, development of training and training employees, and having, you know, someone, not just someone, like when you guys work together, I'm sure not every idea is going to stick to the wall. Like we just saw with the camera, you guys came to a consensus, and then boom, now we're up live and running. And so I love that. Like I said, it's probably just, I'm just rambling, but it's probably
you good, bro. I'm listening to you. Listening to you.
It's probably just adding systems, and once you get it going, it's perfect. You know?
Wow,
nice. That's good.
You got any final questions or anything like that? Or
I mean, it's a little bit off topic, but like, let's say if Jay-Z was, he told you to like come to his house right now and come, you know, cook for me, Beyonce, and Blue Ivy. What's the go-to meal that you're gonna serve?
Ooh. Well, I would definitely have to sit down with Beyonce, because I know she probably got crazy dietitianary plans. They probably eat crazy food anyways. That's a wild question, I ain't gonna lie.
That's a crazy question.
Yeah.
Or let's. I'll let you answer. Go ahead.
No, I would say after hopefully being able to get with somebody of their team and give me what I can cook for them, it would be just something probably super sous vide, something that has like a crazy, like probably tapas, something like that has like small plates they can just bite. So by the time they get the flavor of one and go to another one. So I don't know what they eat, so it'd be crazy.
That's a crazy question,
I don't want to disrupt the beehive. Like they wouldn't eat that, you know what I'm saying? So I would just try to go all out. I would have my homeboy Josh reach out to their team and get like a list of things they don't eat. Then I would form a menu. So it would, to answer your question the best I can, I would definitely have to go with a plan with them.
Okay.
For the normal person, it would probably be like, say for instance, someone here that says, hey, I want to, you know, come record at YSL808 Studios. By the way, do you have any food? And it's someone who doesn't have dietitianary plans. I don't know. It'd probably be something southern, because, you know, smoking some ribs, getting somebody to itis in the studio while listening to music.
God.
You know what I'm saying? Get some collard greens and some homemade mac and cheese.
Yep.
But right now, I'm going to shout out a couple people. Brewery Bavana, that's where I'm at right now. Yeah,
that sounds familiar.
Yeah, they're right next to Watson Ward's by the Raleigh bus station.
Who's the manager there?
So Cody is the GM right now, and then you got Chef Chun is the executive chef right now. And that's where I'm at. That's where most of my time goes. And I'm shouting them out because we're going to grab a Michelin star.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, Michelin's actually in town until September, and they'll be grading restaurants.
Whew.
Yeah, so we're on that list. Hopefully
That's
we can.
big.
We got a Black Chef Ramsey over here, man.
Yeah.
For real.
And that's probably going to be my milestone. I think once I leave this restaurant, I probably won't be chefing anymore in the sense of being in the kitchen. I'll probably take a full-time entrepreneurship, business owner, especially with the contracts we got up and coming. You know, we do a subscription-based 4Brush magazine along with content creation that's going to be rolled out on the 20th on our website.
Nice.
You know, so basically everything we talked about, if anyone's interested, they could go to my website, YSL808.com, go to the shop. You can get a couple of pieces of apparel, hoodies, and you can also get a basic subscription to content creation, which will basically give a consultation. Everything's free consultation, even if you don't get a subscription. And we will tailor to what you're looking for in the next 90 days. I think with the basic one, with the medium one, it's tailored to until you stop paying. And then we have a insiders content creator, and that one's the top tier, and that one gets you studio time. It gets you hopefully in front of you guys. It gets you a lot of publicity. You'll get shows. You'll be at open decks, open mics, whatever you're doing. So it'll get you in front of people to either further your content creating or get you more comfortable with being in front of people and expressing your art and showcasing your art. And then April 20th is our official launch party for Watson Awards and Brush Magazine. It's at Watson Awards for Brush Magazine. So if you guys are in the area, it's a free event. Pop in, grab a drink, support the bartenders. We'll be playing music from 9 to 1, 9 to midnight, I think, 9 to 1 9 to midnight.
Okay.
I'll be there. Van Horton will be there, and Austin will be there. Yes. So, it's going to be a great gig, 3 great DJs, great beer specials. I love Watson Awards. They have great drinks. And that's basically it.
Yeah, man, you shot a lot of different people, man, for real. I really, man.
Josh and Linz. Don't forget Josh and Linz.
Shout out Josh. Definitely shout out Josh.
Yeah, shout out Josh.
But yeah, man, I mean, that concludes everything, guys. Thank you so much for following us. Please subscribe to our podcast and also follow us on Instagram as well, all right?
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you for coming in, man. Thank you. See you later.
We out here.